Welcome to the Infamous.
And we're live. Well, not really, but could be. Yeah, could be.
Alrighty.
What is TB? Tampa Bay? Tampa Bay?
Yep.
Okay. At first I was like tuberculosis.
That was your first.
That's how we talked about this.
Well,
like
I
a
work at a
sports
hospital,
team.
man. You know, I'm medical.
No,
you
but
know?
I thought, man, maybe it was with my mom.
On your mom's podcast?
Maybe, yeah. I'm trying to, make that conversation.
When I see TB, because I have to do a TB check, a TB test, like every 2 years at the hospital.
Yeah.
So when I saw TB, I was...
Yeah, tuberculosis man.
It's like you're rooting for tuberculosis,
Right,
by the
yeah.
hat. It's like
Yeah.
support
Like the
TB.
champs.
Fully support.
it was like I don't want the jersey. Can I just get a hat? It's a little
Yeah.
more subtle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Champs. Does that still exist? Does Champs still exist?
Champs?
It's
Like
got
the
to.
store?
I don't go to the store. I don't go to the mall, but that's the last place I saw one.
Foot Locker still exists.
Foot Locker still
Yeah.
exists. But I haven't seen a Champs in a
I haven't
mall in
seen-
a while.
Yeah.
Well,
I used to like
I dated myself. Everybody, congrats.
Yeah.
But that's the first thing I thought of was Champ. Foot Locker, I guess, is more iconic.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Champs was fun. I like
Yeah.
Champs.
Did you guys watch the show The Wire?
God, everyone keeps telling me to watch
I
it.
know. I never did.
All
I
right.
tried.
Good.
I tried
It's
twice.
good, huh? Everyone says it's good. It's
I
good.
tried
It's-
twice.
It is
Perfect.
good,
Yeah.
but there's a scene in a Foot Locker, and I won't say anything else. That's all I can
Okay.
say.
All right.
I look. It's one of them shows that
Yeah.
you have to have seen at some point.
I'm going to watch it at one. Actually, I've watched it up to the second episode. And for whatever reason, that's it. I get to the second episode. And I guess in my mind, I'm like, everybody raves about this show. Like it's just the greatest show ever. And I feel like, okay, second show, I should be connected. I should want to watch 3, you know?
4 shows, he's saying.
4 shows.
Seasons? 4
If you-
seasons. before it
If
gets
the
good.
4 shows,
Okay.
I give
Okay.
everything. I'll give everything 4 shows, 4 tries. The pilot is supposed to be like the end all. Like
Yes.
this is all you need to know to decide if you're going to watch a show. But if a show has like a lot of raving and everybody's on it, I will give it 4 episodes. And speaking of which, Heroes we talked about last week.
We
It
did.
took me 4 episodes to really
That's
get
it.
like, oh my goodness, this is amazing.
I feel
What
like
it-
that was
like,
the
it's a slow burn.
average. Yeah, I feel like that was the average for shows until Lost. You know, they had that J.J. Abrams directed pilot with a plane crash, and it was like you were watching
Oh.
a movie. It kind of took it to the next level, and so I feel like a lot of HBO shows, it's tough to get into them after the pilot, like the first episode. You gotta give them a little bit of a
That first scene of Lost is pretty epic, I must say.
it
The
grabbed you.
pilot.
It
I
grabbed
think
you.
that's all I've seen.
Much
The first
the
thing.
first, the crash. Is a airplane crash. Right?
Yes, it's
Yeah.
airplane crash.
Yeah.
Fire to finish Lost.
No, that's about where I stopped it. But I mean, I also knew like the end was everything was spoiled for
Yes.
me. So that's probably why.
Yeah.
You know, if there was some mystery left to it, it wouldn't. Maybe I would have intrigued me.
Yeah. Yeah, it was the first show that kind of had an online, it took on a life of its own, the online aspect of the show. They had
I
a
remember.
website.
Yeah.
You know, they had all this mystery stuff, and you know, these websites would pop
Yeah.
up, and it was kind of cool if you were a part of that at the time, you know, kind of.
Interactive.
Yes, it was interactive. That's a
Yeah.
good word. I feel like
I think
nobody.
I used to visit lostexplained.com
Oh yeah.
back in the day. I want to type in and see if it's still there.
I don't know if that still exists, man.
Well, the guy who ran like other blogs, and he probably has like, if he's smart, it would just link him to whatever project he's doing now. Nope.
No,
It is
doesn't
gone.
exist. They say
It
the
is
internet is
gone.
forever, right? But apparently, not so much. Not so
Wow.
much.
He had so much content. I wonder, yeah, I guess he is done.
Yeah,
All right.
well, the guy who ran it, Damon. If you're talking about Damon Lindelof, he's done quite a few things since then. But
No, this was just an obsessed Lost fan.
this was just a dude.
Who
Okay,
made a blog, and he was just breaking stuff down every episode.
I'm just curious. I'm
It's
throwing this out
fascinating.
here. Complete subject change. How many alarms do you guys have?
Like fire
Alarms?
alarms, smoke
No,
alarms.
like alarms
Got like one in each room.
near your bed. Not fire. Smoke alarms. Smoke.
I just have
I
my
have-
phone. I have my phone done. That's
just
it.
your phone.
I have an iPad with an alarm. My phone has several alarms, and my watch has an alarm.
Okay. I was just curious because my wife looks at me like I'm an insane person because I set 3 separate alarms in the morning because it's difficult for me to wake up early. I'm not a morning person. And so I set an alarm clock at one time.
What time do you go to bed?
It depends. Sometimes it's like 10,
That's why.
sometimes it's 11:45.
You need a bedtime, dude.
Set an
I'm
alarm
40
to go to bed.
Yeah,
That's
well,
what you
maybe I
need.
need another
You got to
alarm.
get all your sleep. How many hours are you getting a night?
Like 6 probably.
That's not enough, dude.
Yeah, that's probably why this is taking so long to heal.
Some people can go get by with 6, but not many.
Okay, so but so that's weird that I have 3 separate alarms. I have one at
Well, no, because you're not
No.
getting enough sleep, dude.
It's not weird, and we're
It's
all
not
pretty
weird.
sleep deprived as a people.
Yes. So I have one at 5 a.m. That's my actual alarm clock. And
Okay.
then my phone rings 20 minutes later. So that's to get me out of the REM sleep and just sort of into like I'm
Dang,
just
dude.
resting here. You know, and then I have another alarm that rings and then I hit the snooze on that for 8 more minutes and then I wake up.
Oh, so you have multiple alarms and snooze. So I have 15. If I wake up at 9 o'clock, I'll set an 8:45, a 9, and a 9:15
Okay.
to
All right.
kind
Well,
of
that-
get me
yeah,
there.
yeah.
But
It
I
just-
don't mess with snooze. Snooze like messes up everything.
It
if I do
does,
that.
but I
I am
calculate
against snooze, like as
you're
like,
anti-snooze.
no, for real. Mm-mm.
Okay.
You need to draw a line somewhere.
All right.
You can't draw any lines with snooze.
But here's the
You
thing.
can't. How many? You can just endlessly snooze,
No,
man.
no. I calculate the snooze. My routine is 2 alarms, and on that second alarm, I hit the snooze once, and then 8 minutes later, I have to wake up. So that's the cutoff. I don't hit
You know what's the
snooze like
worst?
forever. You
You
know,
know what's the worst? Like if your alarm's at like 6 a.m. and you
Mhm.
wake up at 5:59.
Oh,
I hate that so much.
actually, now that I'm 47, what's worse is when you have to pee. You wake up like 10 minutes before your alarm is about to go off.
It's just enough time to go pee, and then your alarm goes off.
Yes. And then you like lay back down, and just when you're falling asleep.
Yeah.
And, no, that's the
sucks.
worst. Oh my God.
I've been waking up like half an hour before my alarm.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I haven't woken up to my alarm in a while.
That's crazy.
I just get up. Time to go.
Yeah.
How
I
much
think
sleep
that's
are you getting? You have like an
12
early
hours.
bedtime?
12 hours?
Okay.
Nothing to do over here.
Dude, what time do you go to bed?
No. 10 o'clock.
Okay.
8 hours. I get 8 hours.
8. Okay. That's a
Yeah.
good. That's good. If I can
I'm
get
in
8
bed.
hours.
I'm in bed like by 9:30.
Okay. So here,
And
do
then-
you guys think that you can make up lost sleep?
No. It's gone
No.
forever, dude.
No,
Okay. All right.
it is. Yeah, it is so
But
precious.
a nap is hella nice.
That's what I'm saying. What is a
A
nap?
good nap.
That's
A good
not. But
nap.
that's not making up.
You're not
like
making
getting,
up, dude. Yeah, I
You're
agree,
like
right?
you're
Yeah.
trying to get
Mhm.
new sleep, but it's
Okay.
not
Yeah, it's
like
new sleep. You're not
it
making up
doesn't
any old
make
sleep.
up for what you lost. You're just like
Mm-mm.
trying to reach for the next sleep.
Okay. See, because I disagree. Because I, like you said, I only get 5.5, 6 hours of sleep during the week. But on a Friday night, I'm going to bed at like 11, and I'm waking up at like 10. So I'm getting almost 12 hours of sleep. So I
Yeah.
feel super
Uh,
rested.
Yeah, of course, because you're
on a
getting
s-
proper sleep,
Right.
but you're not making it up.
All right. So you're saying whatever life, because they say if you don't get enough sleep, you actually lose hours of your life how long.
Yeah,
Like you need to get the proper amount of sleep.
Dude, this is so crazy that you're talking about this. Remember, we were talking about our notes,
Yes.
and that's my notes is to talk about sleep. I swear to God.
Hey, it's one of those things, man. I specifically have always been a night person. Like I'm just a night person. I don't like waking up
even when you were
early.
little, dude. We'd go sleep at your house, and I'd be up for hours before you got up. I was like playing with your sisters.
That's why they speak so fondly of you. They're like, we miss Brent. We like Brent.
I'm like cooking breakfast with your mom.
My mom's like, I miss Brent. What's he doing?
Yeah.
He used to cook breakfast with him. Yeah, I don't know what it is, man. I just, to this day, and I wake up at like 5:30 in the morning now, 5:35 after the snooze.
After the 3 alarms.
After the third alarm, 5:35. But I still will stay up late, and my wife is like going to bed at 9, and I'm like, I just can't go to bed before 10. I can't do it.
Oh, I love it.
It doesn't matter how tired I am.
It's like I can't wait for 9:30. Yes.
Brent's like putting on his slippers and
but I just
pajamas.
I go and relax and read a book.
Okay. Yeah, I do enjoy that. I enjoy
read a book
winding
and then
down.
just fall asleep. Yeah, that winding down.
Yeah.
Part.
I feel like cell phones have ruined that though. Because I can't.
You had. That's why I deleted social media because of that.
Yes.
I stopped reading, and then I had no attention span to read.
Right. Yeah, you're doom scrolling, and also the blue light. I don't know if you're wearing a blue light glasses.
Yeah,
but the blue light is supposed to actually mess up your like you'll actually have more difficulty going to sleep if you've been staring at a screen right before. Yeah, I try not to do it, but it's
supposed to be the same thing as like sunlight hitting your eyes and like triggering your circadian rhythm or something. That's
it. That's it. The circadian it throws off the circadian rhythm. I knew there was a scientific term.
Yeah. So wait, are you like reading hard copy books then, or ebooks?
I have ebooks, but it's got like the non-blue screen.
Oh, it's like a Kindle.
It's like a paper. Yeah, it's a Kindle.
Okay, so it emulates paper. Those are kind of cool. Actually,
I like it. I like it, especially at night, because I can turn all my lights off. You know,
right? And there's no eye
Kindle's
strain.
really dim. You know, so,
right?
Yeah.
There's no eye strain though.
There's no eye strain. I don't feel any eye strain on it.
Okay.
That way I can just
flip
it
closed. Apple products are supposed to have like a night view where they change the color temperature of your screen.
Yeah.
I don't know if that helps. Yeah, I don't know if it actually does anything because I'm a third shift guy. You notice I've been really quiet. I wake up and I go to work at 10 p.m. and so it's not like my whole day and rhythm and clock is all messed
it's all
up.
jacked up. Yeah.
I don't understand because. I mean, maybe I would like it though because I am a night person. Maybe that would be, I don't know.
The joy of being a night person that you experience, it gets stripped away when you actually have to get up and work at night.
Oh, that's a good point.
You like night because you're by yourself. You're like everything's quiet. You can have your brain has space and quiet to think and do and tinker and all this stuff, and you're not bothering anybody, and all that stuff goes away because then it's like. Your nighttime would actually be like
your day.
When people are up and busy and doing stuff.
Right. That's a good point. Yeah.
And on your off day, you would be normally at work, like during the nighttime, and you kind of like are antsy and restless, and you'd want to like get up and do like work stuff, and it kind of messes up the peace and quiet you had.
That really flips your whole cycle.
I'm experiencing it because I've always been a night guy. And this has just taken that joy from me.
Yeah.
And I was just like, this got to get a daytime job again so I can go back to being a night person.
Right.
But I'll get there.
This is what I had in my notes. Why haven't they figured out sleep? Like the problem of sleep.
Avoiding it?
Yeah.
Like we don't have to do it?
Right. I mean, think about it. Cars that can drive you around now. You don't have to drive your car from anywhere you want.
Yeah.
And
we have 3D printers.
We're landing rockets and catching them.
We have 3D printers.
Yeah.
That's
to
pretty
just
impressive.
print
That when I
things out of
first saw a
nothing.
3D printer, I was like, "Wait, what is this thing doing?" Like, okay, and it can
Think
go up
about
to
it.
4 feet, and you can print a house like in
Yeah.
sections.
Mhm.
Okay,
Yep.
all
3D
right.
printed houses, but for real, like why they don't even know why we need to sleep. I'm pretty
Well, I
sure
think
that's not proven why we
I
need
think
to.
we need it to recharge, right? I mean, because you just
Well,
said I
yeah,
wasn't getting enough sleep, and so that's
but why can't you just do that just resting? Why do you have to go into like a comatose?
That's right.
Your body is supposedly during rest. Your body also like goes through all these different processes to flush out toxins, both in your body and your brain.
I'm sure
And I
you can
guess
fix that though. There's a pill
I
for
guess the
that.
process of that, it takes so much attention and focus that you're not able to focus on
I
other
feel like they're not
things.
even giving it a try though.
Hmm.
Like no one's even trying.
But there are those people that try to sleep for 15 minutes every 4 hours and then like
Yeah, but that
they stay awake. Like people have tried it, I believe. I
Isn't
find
that
this interesting because I've been on a Star Trek kick lately again. I'm going
shocking.
back through like Next Generation, and it's
Okay.
just one of those things whenever they find someone from like the past and they accidentally get sent into the future, and they're always
Yeah.
surprised about all the technological advances.
Right.
Like, oh,
Yeah.
they solved money, they solved sickness, and they solved. But yeah, sleep is never a thing. Like
Never
they all
solved
have to
sleep.
go to sleep.
Like think about it. That would be amazing.
I mean,
Although Commander Data never slept, so
What would
he
you
was
get
one of
done
those
if you
people.
never slept?
I'd have my album done. I'd have like a whole automated system with my chat bot ready to go.
Okay.
I used to have a chat bot. Did y'all ever interact with my chat bot, RQE2?
No.
RQE2.
Yeah, I
No.
had it running. And it takes a while because you have to program in like the conversation flows
Right,
and
different answers.
and stuff. And like I had it running, but it takes a while to keep updated. And
Right, because people are asking
it
questions
costs money and stuff. And so like I would have that running, and or maybe I wouldn't even need to have it running. I could just answer everybody because I wouldn't need to
There you
sleep.
go. Yeah.
I'd learn all my lines for acting. I'd get all that done.
Super
My room would be clean.
super
After
productive.
I log off, I'm cleaning my room. Actually,
Yeah.
can't see it. I hope you can't see it. It's messy back here.
I think the reason we sleep, that's when the simulation reboots.
Yeah, me too. Hey, I'm for real. Did you know that's what I was thinking?
I knew you were thinking that when you wrote that down, though, because
Yeah.
I've heard this, that is a theory that people say
Right.
that when, because you know the whole thing about, you know, if a tree falls in the forest and no one's around to hear it, does it make a sound?
Correct.
Like that's the whole idea of like,
Yes. Nothing exists until you witness it.
Exactly. Nothing exists until your eyes actually perceive it. You know,
Which has
it's
been proven.
Yes, because, you know.
I forget the name of the test. They split light into 3 different things or whatever. But when you
I don't know
look
about
at
this.
Yeah, so when you're not looking at it, they captured it in this one beam will hit 3 different places. And it's all 3. It's every possibility.
Yes.
That happens if you're not witnessing it. As soon as someone witnesses it, it turns into just a single one.
Interesting.
That's like the guy on Mystery Men that was only invisible when you didn't look at him. That's what this reminds me of.
Yeah, so that's the theory that's been proven, and also lines up with simulation theory because it's just like a computer, like a video game.
Right.
The video game's only generating what you're seeing.
Yes.
You know, so as Mario walks across the screen's generating a new image. It wasn't there, you know, off to the side of the screen.
Right. That's what's gotten better. Right. That's what's gotten better with the newer video games is that you can actually program further out.
Further out, but you still have to witness
swath, but still,
you still have to be looking in that direction. Whatever's behind you doesn't exist at all in the video game.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, that's crazy. And because some people believe that it's all of our minds interconnected, that when you're around a bunch of people, everybody fills in the stuff that you don't see.
Right.
You know, like it's still behind you. Like if you threw a golf ball to try to get it into a glass behind you, you know, technically it's not there. It's not there until you.
Right. But you'd hear it.
It's hurting my brain.
Yeah.
About this stuff. But yeah, that is a theory about sleep. That when you said why do we have to become unconscious? because you can take a nap or you can just lay on the couch and watch a movie
You'll get some rest.
and you'll get some rest. You're easing your muscles and stuff, but it's not true regenerative sleep.
I also heard some studies about, especially when you're young, like whatever you've experienced through the day, and a lot of that has to do with how you dream, is your mind rehearsing what you did, and it's teaching you.
Oh.
So, I've read stuff, something about, like, before you study it, for a test, study right before you go to sleep or something, and then your brain's going to keep repeating
Yeah.
it, and it sinks in, like, way faster.
Interesting. Yeah.
Are y'all familiar with like Joe Dispenza and all these like meditative guys? They talk about this stuff all the time, and basically how, like, if you meditate, like, your eyes are just projectors of what's going on in your brain, right? And so you can create your own reality if you are able to visualize and speak it out, and do all these other different things. I feel like that's what y'all are talking about.
Kind of, but
not
so much to visualize and make it happen.
Well,
but
my thing is,
if you are in a simulation, then you can. I think you can.
Because here's the thing. Well, this is a perfect example because Greg's in Nashville, you're in Tampa, I'm in Thibodaux, Louisiana, and we're all existing. And so when I'm not talking to either of you and I can't see you, technically you don't exist.
Don't exist. Yeah,
I don't see you. You're not there. But it kind of blows my mind when you start thinking about, like, well, they don't exist until you see them.
And then it's until you make me exist.
Yes.
Right?
Right.
That's where it gets really weird, because actually this is my simulation.
Yes.
I'm making y'all exist.
Yes, to you, and then for me,
this
is my simulation.
Yeah.
And Greg
I wonder what
has
I look
his
like
going
to
on
you.
over there.
It doesn't, not to be a party pooper.
Go ahead, poop all over it.
It would not explain how we're able to interact with everyone's simulations. Not necessarily.
Well,
we would all have to be having different conversations in our own simulations, or we could be. I guess technically, in your reality, there's some alternate reality where we're having a completely different conversation.
Yes, well, that's the multiverse, right? It's like every possibility is out there.
Yeah.
I could have said another sentence just now, but I didn't. I chose to say that one. But maybe in another version of this reality, I did say the other sentence that I was thinking of, and it's all the possibilities that are just sort of simultaneously happening, and we're just, this just happens to be my current simulation.
Yeah.
So in my holdover from having worked at House of Cards, I started looking into mental magic. Are y'all familiar with like mentalism?
Yes.
And so,
like, is that magician?
Yeah. So there's a book, a 1930s mental guy called Harry Kahn is his name, and he has a book called Multiple Mentalism, and he's talking about how you can train. He's one of those, you only use 5 to 10% of your brain at any given time and all that stuff, and you can train your brain to do all these multiple different things. And basically, I only found one video clip, but there's a video clip of him, like, he's like writing the alphabet with both. He's writing the alphabet with both hands upside down. One is backwards and the other one's forwards. It's in cursive while he's talking to you and blah, blah, blah. And he's able to, like, do all this. And he just says your brain, you're able to focus your brain on all these multiple things at once, but we don't ever train ourselves to do it. And so it's fascinating. I don't know. But anyway, in his book, he has all these exercises, how to train your brain to do all this. And it might just be a parlor trick, but I was looking at it, and ChatGPT says that if you were to study this book in this way, you could eventually be able to ChatGPT says it would help me with my acting because I could focus on the lines while also trying to access the emotional memory that I need, while also trying to remember blocking, while also trying to remember like to keep my facial expressions one way, while also remembering everything else that I might have going on in my personal life. And so
I thought you were going to say
it's really fascinating.
I thought you were going to say it was going to allow you to use the force. If you
That's
could
what I was hoping.
If you could tap into it.
Well, maybe. I don't, I've not taken it as far as it can go. I don't,
Practice will probably help you with all that too, though.
Yes.
Well, that's what it is. So he has all these exercises. You're supposed to work on all of these until you master it, and then move on to the next chapter.
Well, I mean, like practice, just straight up practice acting.
Yeah.
Well, I already do that. I go to acting class every week, kids.
Okay.
So
yeah,
pretty good.
All right, so this is on top of that. All right, good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening to The Introverse. New episodes every Monday, wherever the podcasts roam. Catch us on our YouTube channel at Introverse Pod. The Introverse is a part of the Introverse Podcast Network.